There's Carabao Cup Madness. Jurgen Klopp ponders some drop points. VAR saves Real Madrid. There's a roundup of all the transfer rumours. And of course, we look back on your Friday feels. That and more coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. First up, and to what was apparently just a misunderstanding between Maurizio Sarri and his goalkeeper Kepa. Now, for those of you who didn't see the Carabao Cup final, basically, Kepa went down with an injury, was then going to be taken off in replace of Willy Caballero, and then said that he was absolutely fine. The whole thing was completely undermining Maurizio Sarri. There was an argument on the touchline, the goalie refused to come off, Sarri stormed down the tunnel and then came back, and nobody knew what was happening. Now, there's so many angles to look out here. Firstly, was Kepa absolutely fine in ignoring his manager's orders? Secondly, should the manager have been firm, stuck with his decision and not been made to look a little bit stupid in front of absolutely everybody? And thirdly, and most worryingly for me and probably for Chelsea fans, none of the Chelsea players really seem to get involved. This means it looks like they're not really asked about Maurizio Sarri and what he's actually wanting for the team, and that they'd rather back their goalkeeper up than the manager. This would obviously mean that there are plenty of underlying issues within the squad, and things do not look too good for Sarri. Things looked even worse as they went into the penalty shootout when Kepa let Aguero's penalty agonisingly through his hands, and Manchester City went on to win the Carabao Cup. Of course, you can have your guys say down below in the Kepa versus Sarri debate who was in the right, who was in the wrong, and what would you have done if you were the manager. But moving on from that and to the big game of the day, which was Manchester United against Liverpool, which rather underwhelmingly ended in a 0-0 draw. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you guys know that the derby is usually better than that, but the injuries were definitely to blame. Manchester United had to make 3 substitutions in the first half. One of them was Jesse Lingard, who'd only come on about 10 minutes earlier, and Liverpool had to make another one as injuries were raining down. This obviously disrupted the play and didn't really lend itself to the game being an absolute thriller. Afterwards, Jurgen Klopp said there were 2 points dropped, and to be honest, I can kind of agree with him. His Liverpool side definitely should have won the game. I'm not saying they were the better team, but looking at Manchester United having to make 3 changes and not having a full strength squad out there, far from it, Liverpool should have pressed on and got the winner. As for Manchester United, well, I think they actually did pretty good considering all the injury worries they had to go ahead and keep a clean sheet. It does say something though for Liverpool that when in previous years they've gone there and lost, and Manchester United have always had something over them, especially at home, that they can go there and genuinely be disappointed that they didn't pick up all 3 points. But moving away from the Premier League and to La Liga, where unbelievably, Real Madrid are just so damn lucky. Oh my gosh, VAR literally gave them 2 penalties, which the referee didn't even see in the first place, and after consulting VAR, gave them. However, this isn't what the problem is. The problem is that once he's looked at VAR, he's still given the penalty for the most ridiculous decisions. The second penalty especially. Basically, the Levante defender swung his foot, completely missed Casemiro who dived, and they still got a penalty for it. I'm guessing the referee probably said it was dangerous for him to have his foot so high, but he was going for the ball and just missed and didn't make any contact. After this, Gareth Bale slammed in the winning goal after coming off the bench and did some sort of weird celebration where he basically told his teammates to go away. Lucas Vazquez went to hug him and celebrate, and then he kind of flicked his arm, said go away, and then just ran back to the centre spot. This coming after weeks of speculation that Gareth Bale is actually going to be leaving the Bernabeu in the summer. Judging from his body language, he definitely does not look too happy. Certainly not as happy as someone who's just scored the potential winning goal in a football game should be. This does, however, set up an unbelievably intriguing week of football, especially for Real Madrid and Barcelona, who played 2 Clásicos within the space of 4 days. I can't be the only one who's ridiculously excited about this, but Barcelona head in good form as themselves and Messi are back on fire. On Saturday afternoon, Lionel Messi grabbed his 50th hat-trick for Barcelona by bagging 3 goals along with Luis Suarez getting another one in their 4-2 victory over Sevilla. So yeah, things are looking pretty exciting for the second round of the Copa del Rey on Wednesday and the reverse fixture of the league game on Saturday evening. But next up, we have a roundup of the transfer news, including a few bits of manager news. First off, and it's Claude Puel, who was sacked from Leicester on Saturday after their disgraceful home defeat to Crystal Palace. And apparently, Leicester are making a bid of around £6 million to take Brendan Rodgers away from his Celtic contract and bring him back into the Premier League. Elsewhere, the PSG president has said that both Kylian Mbappe and Neymar won't be sold in the summer. Bayern Munich's president Uli Hoeneß has said that the decision whether or not to keep James Rodriguez permanently rests on the shoulders of manager Niko Kovac. And lastly but not least, Manchester United are interested in Bruno Fernandes. And lastly but not least, we come to Friday feels. That's where you guys in Friday's Daily News left all your predictions in the comments section, and we're going to have a quick look through them to see which one you got right. Now, apologies to those who did get a prediction right, but I didn't call you out because there are so many to talk about, so I can't possibly fit them all in. Otherwise, it would be a really long Daily News show. But for those of you who did get your Friday feels right, which is definitely not me because I got all three of them wrong. First off, Mr. D got the Barcelona score correct. They beat Sevilla 4-2. Dogfilia guessed that the Carabao Cup would go to penalties. And Mihir Natani correctly guessed in the penalty shootout that Manchester City would win by 4-3. And what a winning penalty from Raheem Sterling. So there you have it, guys. That's all we've got time for today's Daily News. But let me know all your thoughts down below on everything you've heard in today's show, whether or not the Carabao Cup final was a good game, should Liverpool really have won at Manchester United, and how will the Classicos go in the week coming up. Of course, you can also smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos that we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, I will see you guys later.